Hello and welcome back to Pleasant Grove Sports Network. I am Boston Harding here with,
Coleman Keel.
and we are here for the 5A girls volleyball the
Final.
semifinal. That's the word. I don't know how I lost that. I should have just stuck with semis. As today's matchup, we have the Pleasant Grove Vikings going against the Woods Cross Wildcats. The Wildcats will be a tough competition for Pleasant Grove as they've only lost one game this season. They are 28-1, 12-0 in region, as well as coming up second in state, right behind Skyridge. As Vikings will come into this matchup 19-9, 13-1 in region, ranked ninth in the state, just coming off of their second and third round playoffs, beating out Wasatch 3-0, as well as Maple Mountain 3-0, sweeping both teams.
Yesterday, I spoke with Issa Takahashi about what he's seen from his team so far during the playoff, and he told me that it was really grateful that the Wasatch game, if you didn't watch or maybe just don't remember, the first set of the Wasatch game, the final score was 30-28 in favor of the Vikings. He told me he was super grateful that happened because it got to test his girls early into the playoff against a team that they should beat regardless of the circumstance. He said he told me he's looking forward to today in hopes to see good things from his girls in terms of execution and hopefully being able to fix some of the timing issues especially on spikes that have just haunted the team all year. Hasn't fully been the reason that they've lost a game yet, but they have been prevalent up front for the Vikings.
As if the Pleasant Grove Vikings win this match, they will play the winner of the Fremont Silver Wolves or the Skyline Eagles, or if they lose it against the Wildcats, then they will face off the winner of the Silver Wolves and Eagles as well. And those consolation games will be played at 1:30 if the Vikings win and go to the finals in the championship game that will be held here at the UCCU Center at 4 p.m. As I don't believe we have anything else to say, we will have a couple minutes before the game starts. We will see you then. as now we come back to the start of the first set of the Vikings taking on the Wildcats, looking towards the Pleasant Grove roster. Starting on the floor, we have number 7, Molly Mitchell, number 44, Tatum Nelson, number 17, Lexi Brown, number 11, Marley Vaya, number 12, Addie Beck, as Tatum Nelson comes off for Caitlin Stadler, and number 18, Marley McCandless. Addie Beck taking the first serve. And we are underway as the first serve is received. A light tap over, finds the floor immediately for Woods Cross. Number 21, Avery Polton.
First time all tournament the Vikings have not gotten the first point on the set.
As Sarah Robinson, number 4, with the serve. Hard hit there from Molly Mitchell. Gets blocked and still played on from the Vikings. Marley Vaya on the right. Quick hit. Caitlin Stadler is there with a dig. One tap over from her as well. Finds the floor on the Vikings side after Robinson gets the kill.
Not much the Vikings could do on the kill from Robinson. Really just dumped it right on Marley McCandless' head.
On the front line, hard hit there from Polton again, makes it 3-0. The Wildcats taking a good 3-point lead to start out the set. Serve is returned harshly from Caitlin Stadler. Lexi Brown pulls it over, returned from Polton, takes a fire at Stadler. McCandless to Molly, gets it over back in one. Stadler is there. McCandless to Addie, or sorry, that was Lexi. A point Vikings after tipped off of, I believe, number 13, Brayley. Yeah, Brayley Hayward. Howard, sorry.
Now for the Vikings, Molly Mitchell to serve.
Oh my goodness, what a block from Fremont. As a quick hit there from Elisa, number 2. I'm sorry, I'm not going to try to pronounce that last name. Coleman tried to get me to do it pregame before we went live. That was not happening.
We tried to go over my guess at pronunciations and did not end well. Quick hit back from Woods Cross off of the hands of Briley Howard. Briley Howard.
Sure, Briley.
Now the Woods Cross serve received by the Vikings. Big hit, Tatum Nelson. Woods Cross gets the spike received by the Vikings. Both squads were going back and forth for a second. Woods Cross up 5, 6-1 as Vikings call it their first time out early in the set. 6-1 is the score.
Coming back after the Pleasant Grove timeout, trailing by 5. I believe the biggest deficit they've been in all tournament. As the serve from number 7, Tawasinga. Quick hit to the outside. Elisa with the hard smash there. Quick dump. Caitlin Stadler with the diving save. McCandless to Via. Whistle is blown. Called dead. Vikings point. I did not see a signal from either one of the referees.
I believe it hit the pole, if not a net touch, on the dump over from Woods Cross. As Dixie Warner goes back to serve for the Vikings. I feel like this is really quiet. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. As that one goes way back. No one on the Vikings able to get that one. We'll make it 7-2. The serve from number 21.
Big
Avery
hit, Lexi Brown for the Vikings up front.
Point still goes towards the Wildcats. Polton back to serve. Received by Addie Beck. McCandless to Tatum off the one foot and slides over, gets the kill for the Vikings. Will make it 8-3. Lexi Brown, number 17, a junior to serve. Cannot be returned. Brings the first ace of the game. Now 8-4. Lexi Brown with another go at the serve. Hits the pole. Will be a Woods Cross point. Don't believe that's something we've seen really at all this season, a serve hitting the pole. Serve makes it over McCandless, goes out of bounds to get it. A hard smack there from, I believe that was Lexi Brown, tipped off the hands of a Wildcat, finds the floor outside of, out of bounds really, 9-5.
As Caitlin Stadler back to serve for the Vikings. Received by Woods Cross. Hit on the right side. Lexi Brown is there on the recovery. Big hit, Addie Beck lands in front of the back line. Big play for the Vikings. Going on a good run. Cutting the Woods Cross lead down to 3 with one of the best servers in the state last year and is still very good at it this year. Big block at the net. Tatum Nelson, it landed out of bounds. The point will go to Woods Cross. It'll give them a 4-point lead, 10-6.
Braylee Howard with the serve again. Quick hit gets blocked from McCandless and Mitchell. Brought back over. McCandless to Beck. Hard smack. Tipped off the hands of the front line from number 1, Zamari Christensen. Zamari, there we go. I just stumbled over it. Will bring a Vikings point to cut the lead to 3, 10-7.
We talk about Tatum Nelson up front for the Vikings a lot. Rightfully so. Molly Mitchell is just step for step with Tatum Nelson, only a couple inches shorter, as there she is again. Molly Mitchell and Marley Via on the block for the Vikings. Big hit. I didn't even see that into Caitlin Stadler right before.
Yeah, what a sequence for the Vikings. A great dig from Caitlin, and then a huge block on that other side. Serve from, I believe that was Lexi Brown on the back. Flies out.
Marley McCandless.
I apologize, I did not see. And that will make it 11-8.
as not sure what the pause is. Something going on the Woods Cross bench.
I believe there was just some spilled water. Saw someone running over with some napkins.
Either way, play resumes. Can't quite tell who's serving for Woods Cross. Big hit for the Vikings. Ends up with the point, cuts it down to 11-9. Addie Beck to serve.
As I would like to address, you can see probably about half the court on the game below from the Silver Wolves and the Eagles, as it is getting quite loud on their end of the court, having a great match as well.
Ooh,
wow,
big
what a hit
from Woods Cross.
From Avery Polton, number 21. She has been one to watch. Sarah Robinson with the serve cannot be returned from Lexi Brown. Flies back towards the stands. Will be an ace for Woods Cross, 13-9.
It's the serve right at Lexi Brown again. Awkward receive for the Vikings. Sails into the stands. Another Woods Cross point. 14-9 now the score. Vikings down 5. Looking to cut down the lead here. Woods Cross closing in on taking the first set.
A four hit and a double hit from Marley Vaya there on the right side after getting denied at the line.
I think it was just a 4 hit. I think Woods Cross hit it between Marley hitting it.
Oh, okay. Avery Robinson back at the serving line. That one out the back will bring the Vikings to double digits as they trail by 5, 10-15. Molly Mitchell with the serve, flies way out the back into the stands, makes it 16-10. Woods Cross with the serve, number 1, Zamari Christensen. A great diving save, as I believe it was called, with the libero coming within the 10-foot line. Will make it a Pleasant Grove point, now 11-16. Dixie Warner, number 19, a sophomore to serve. A light floater over, cannot be returned. Another ace for the Vikings. A great floater just in front of the hands of the defenders on Woods Cross. Will bring it within 4 points. Dixie with another go on the other side, returned and smashed, but outside from number 13, Brayley Howard. There we go. We'll make it 16-13. Dixie with a third go at the serving line. Howard cannot make it over the net. Let's make that number 4 for Dixie Warner at the line as they are clawing back, as that will prompt Woods Cross to take their first timeout, trying to break up some momentum on the Pleasant Grove side. Sorry, we're trying to work out a couple technical issues. A hard hit there. Caitlin Stadler cannot make it. Breely hit. I don't even know what to say to that, honestly. I can't speak English sometimes. Breely Howard. There we go. I can say names. Gets the kill for Woods Cross as Avery Poulton brings it over. A hard hit there from Lexi Brown. Vikings take the point. Will make it 17-14, still trailing by 3. As Lexi Brown will
15.
also 15. Sorry, it took a little second for them to add that onto there. As they trail by 2 with Lexi Brown to the serving line. Cannot be returned, brings it within 1, 17-16. Pleasant Grove really showing great determination, really keeping up well with a team that is 4 seeds higher than them in the semis. Serve from Lexi Brown is returned, dumped back over from Marley McCandless, brings a Vikings point, ties it up at 17-17.
Big play from Marley McCandless, the sophomore, showing really great volleyball IQ here when it matters the most. Vikings find a way to claw back in and tie it up.
A block there lands inbounds from Marley McCandless again. Back-to-back kills for her will give the Vikings the lead, 18-17. Lexi Brown back at the serving line. Pulled over, received by the libero. Back over, quick hit there from Elise.
Where am I at?
Number 2.
Elise,
okay. I'm, again, not going to try to pronounce that last name. I'm sorry, but Coleman, you got that. McCandless to Tatum. Quick hit on the outside, lands in bounds. Vikings almost into the 20s now, 19-18.
I believe it's Tapatoatai.
I'm not going to be able to say that during a game. I'm sorry. I can hardly say it when I'm just trying my best.
Big dig from Caitlin. That was hit hard right at her. Vikings able to recover. Caitlin gets hit again, unable to do anything with it. Flies out of the back of the, I almost said end zone, flies into the stands for
I was thinking that too.
the Vikings. Tied up at 19, each 6 away from taking the first set in what has been a good battle so far. The quick dump over, 2-hit called. Point goes to Woods Cross.
I believe that double hit was called on Addie Beck. It is. I'm not 1,000% confident with that answer. Serve received from Addie Beck. She brings it over as well as that one flies back. Will make it 21-19. As
I believe the Vikings called a timeout. Woods Cross 4 away from taking the first set, 21-19 the score.
as I would like to say as well, the Skyline Eagles just took the first set against the Fremont Silver Wolves, taking that one. I believe that was 25-17 was the last time I checked it, I believe. As now coming back away into the first set, Woods Cross with the serve. Braylee Howard, number 13, Addie Beck brings it over for the Vikings. That one flies out the back by about 2 feet. Will bring the Wildcats one step closer to taking the first set. Now 22-19 with Howard to serve. Molly with a bit of a mistimed hit there. Still makes it over. Gets tipped off the hit from Tawasinga, and a hard hit, but out of bounds. Vikings need to pull something together here at the end. Down by 4, sorry. As an awkward hit stays alive. McCandless with a great dump. Gets a kill for the Vikings to bring them within 3. A great look there as McCandless is looking good in this first set.
The potential for the Vikings is huge. Marley McCandless and Dixie Warner play a lot and are both just sophomores.
A huge block there from Marley Vaya and Molly Mitchell. Sorry to interrupt you, Coleman.
No worries. That was awesome to watch. Give you another look at that. Went straight down off of their hands, as I believe timeout has been called. As I was saying before the block, Dixie and Marley play so much in varsity as sophomores, getting a big experience boost here in the state tournament semifinal. Another Another underclassman that plays for the Vikings, number 23, Kellen Acera, also a sophomore. All three have played a lot this year. There's a lot of young talent just waiting for the Vikings, getting a lot of good experience here in the playoffs.
As well as we saw this last year from Lexi Brown, number 17. She is a junior this year. Did see a lot of playing time as a sophomore, and that shows. She knows a whole lot about where she should be, where she needs to be, and what her assignment can do. Addie Beck with a hard hit there. Finds the 4 after the hands are hit on Woods' cross. Now 22-23. Serve from Marley McCandless is returned. McCandless with the reception. Vaya with a quick hit there. Sorry, I heard a whistle. Cannot make the play from Addie Beck. Marley Vaya gets a tip there. Will bring it within 1. Now 24-22.
Vikings needing to get a stop here to go on a run and make it win by 2. And that will certainly help. The hard hit from, I believe that was Marley Vaya, off the left side of the court. Vikings cut it to 1, 23-24. Looking to tie it here. Sorry, Roston.
Addie Beck to serve. Number 12, a senior, makes it over, returned from the libero, as a hard smash will end out the first set. The first one the Vikings have lost all tournament. The kill coming from, I believe that is number 21, Avery Polton, as the Vikings will lose that one 23-25, trailing by 2. As they were hanging on good, they had a great comeback early on, as they were trailing by, I believe the biggest one was 6.
I think they were down by 8 at one point.
By 8, wow. So yeah, the Vikings coming back, trailing by 2. A great comeback, as that will start the second set in just about 2 minutes. as we will now come back to the second set. The Woods Cross Wildcats taking the first 25-23. Again, being now the only loss set towards the Vikings, coming from the #1 seed in Woods Cross. As to start it, Woods Cross will have the serve being number 4, Sarah Robinson. That is not number 4. I believe that was actually number 2, Elise. A great diving save there from Marley McCandless. Hard hit from, was that Lexi Brown?
I think it was Lexi Brown.
It's hard to see with this other referee right in
Lexi
the way.
Brown.
As Molly Mitchell will come up to serve after Vikings taking the first point of the second set. Serve is barely saved. Oh my goodness, that one stays in. What a play there. Avery Polton. Yeah, Polton gets a nice hit on the right side, just past the hands of Molly Mitchell. Serve received by Addie Beck, brought over from Lexi Brown. Quick hit there from Woods Cross. McCandless to Brown, tips off the net, falls towards the floor, and Vikings take away with the point, now 2-1. Dixie Warner comes in to serve for the Vikings. Brought over, returned from Woods Cross. Avery Polton takes a good smack, stays in on that back line, makes it 2-2.
Zamari Christensen back on the serve for Woods Cross after tying it up. Woods Cross dominated most of the first set. Big spike there. Lexi Brown again showing up big in the second set for the Vikings.
As I believe she has had two of the 3 points already for the Vikings off some greatly placed hits. Hard hit there from Polton. What a save from Caitlin. Lexi Brown brings it over. That is out of bounds. Oh my goodness, that one was close. A awkward hit from Dixie Warner. Caitlin Stadler almost makes it. Or she does make it. Lexi Brown almost makes it in bounds. Serve brought over from Avery Polton. Addie Beck with a light floater over, saved from the Woods Cross Wildcats. What a great pancake there from Dixie Warner. I believe she got it, as it could not be played on from any other Vikings, as the Wildcats will take the lead 4-3. Avery Polton with the serve. McCandless to Tatum Nelson flies out the back, will give the Wildcats a 2-point lead, now 5-3. Avery with another serve, cannot be returned as Tatum Nelson almost tramples a cheerleader. Vikings now trail by 3. With Avery Polton, number 21 for Woods Cross, coming up to serve yet again. Brought over, received from Marley via McCandless to Beck. A hard hit, flies back, still in play. A weird bobble. No double hit there called. I wasn't quite sure. Cannot make it over the net. Hits the pole as well. Vikings come out with the point after Breeley Howard cannot make it over.
The Vikings cannot let Woods Cross go on a run. Able to stop it early there. Could have been dangerous from the Wildcats. Hit back, Addie Beck. Yeah, point by. I second guessed the name. It's a trend during the playoffs.
It's a trend for you always.
Fair.
On the right side, hard hit, flies out of bounds, but got tipped. Will make it a Woods Cross point, now 7-5. As OEC number 2 comes up to serve. McCandless to Molly, a quick hit, still played on. A good smash there in on the back line from Tawasinga. Tausinga? Either one of those. Number 7, a junior with a great hit, barely in on the back line. OEC with another serve. Addie Beck brings it over for the Vikings. Quick hit there from Sarah Robinson. McCandless to Addie Beck. Finds a hand as well as the hardwood. Makes it 8-6. Vikings trail by 2. Marley McCandless back at the serving line. Pulled over, received from the Vikings, over and 1. Brought back from Woods Cross. Lexi Brown is there, over and 1. And barely in on that right side. Makes it a Woods Cross point as they still trail by, or they lead by 3, sorry. Makes it 9-6. As that serve from Braylee Howard flies out the back, will bring a Vikings point as they go back and forth here. Vikings now trailing by 2.
Addie Beck looking to help the Vikings start a run to tie and take the lead. Big hit, hits the top of the net. Big spike. Molly Mitchell saw Woods Cross and said, I can do it better. Gets the point for the Vikings. 9-8 the score now. Vikings down by just 1 point. Addie Beck back on the line to serve.
Brought over, received, and brought back in 1 from the Vikings. Lexi Brown with a hard smash gets tipped and played on. Quick dump there. Lexi Brown with a good reaction. Tipped from Wildcats as well. McCandless to Vaya, flies back, hits the hand of Polton. A over and 1, and Molly Mitchell smashes it down to get the kill. Ties it at 9-9. That was a bit of an awkward rally there. As the Vikings come out on top with the point as they tie it up with Addie Beck to serve. On the right side, Tawasinga, great layout there from McCandless, cannot be played on. Barely doesn't get it high enough for Marley Vaya. As Tawasinga will come to the line as well as they lead by 1, 10-9. Brought over, received by Lexi Brown. McCandless to Brown, cannot make it over. A Vikings point off of a net touch, I believe.
It looked like Sarah Robinson for Woods Cross reached over the net on a set, not a spike.
Molly Mitchell with the serve, tied up at 10-10 on the left side. Polton, a great layout, but cannot get there, just barely from McCandless, as Woods Cross will take a 1-point lead.
So far, both sets have been close and well fought from the Vikings. Losing the first by 2. And now going back and forth here. Awkward hit. Lexi Brown went into the pole. Didn't make it over the net anyway. Woods Cross takes a lead by 2.
As Fremont going crazy.
And I believe the Vikings calling a timeout to try to work some things out. Down by 2, 12-10 in the second set.
Now coming back after the Pleasant Grove timeout. Vikings trail by 2, 12-10.
Sarah Robinson on the serve for Woods Cross. Big block. Tatum Nelson at the net. Almost got 2. Caitlin Stadler on the dig. The dump down from Woods Cross. I believe that was Avery Polton. Gives Woods Cross another point. The beginning of a good run for them. Vikings need to quell it now to stay in this one. 13-10. Big hit. Sails way out of the back line as Woods Cross now up by 4, 14-10.
Serve received by the Vikings. McCandless to Brown. That one in on the back line. Unable to get there from Tawasinga, as I believe she thought that one was going to be out of bounds. Stays in on that corner. Now 14-11. Dixie Warner to serve for the Vikings. Brought over, received on the knees. A weird hit there, stays in and down on the court for the Woods Cross Wildcats. Addie Beck unable to make a play on it. As now Zamari Christensen, number 1, comes to the serving line. Received by Addie Beck. McCandless to Tatum off the one-footed jump. Gets blocked but falls straight back down on the Woods Cross side. Now 15-12. Lexi Brown with the serve, brought over, received by Tawasinga. Christensen, a hard hit there from Braylee Howard. Couldn't see her number for a second. Will make it 16-12. Serve brought over from Polton. A great dig there from Lexi Brown. Addie Beck brings it over. Received from the Wildcats, Addie Beck brings it over for the Vikings. A weird hit there from Awisi, makes it over, and Lexi Brown unable to make a play on it. Wasn't expecting that one. Vikings trail by 5. This is not a good look for them. Polton's serve cannot make it over the net. Will bring a Vikings point, 17-13. Sorry, I almost started reading the Fremont and Skyline scoreboard.
That was big for the Vikings. Put a brief pause on the Woods Cross momentum. Need to go on a run of their own here to stay in this one. That got tipped at the net off of the Vikings spike. Makes it 14-17. Caitlin Stadler to serve.
Her serve flies out the back, will make it a Woods Cross point as they as they lead by 4, 18-14. We see number 2 with the serve brought over from Molly Mitchell on the right side, gets tipped and still played on, brought back down and punished by Sarah Robinson. Will make it a 5-point game, 19-14. Serve is brought over, quick hit there from Molly Mitchell, goes flying back after 2 touches, brings a Vikings point, now 19-15. Marley McCandless with the serve, brought over, received, and smashed down from Howard. Howard with take 2, brought back in 1. Great save from the Vikings as McCandless knocks that one back as Lexi Brown was almost there. Not quite sure if she was able to get there or get that one. Will make it 15-20 as the Vikings will take their second timeout. Coming back from the timeout, Howard with the serve received by Brown. McCandless to Vaya. Quick hit and blocked from Sarah, or I believe that was Sarah Robinson. Yes, as well as Zamori Christensen. Will make it 21-15. Howard with another serve. Addie Beck gets a hand to it. Lexi Brown to McCandless, bringing it over, received by the Wildcats. That one gets tipped from the Vikings and falls to the floor. Will make it 22-15. Vikings not looking good here as they trail by 7 late into the second set. As the serve from Howard flies back, makes it 22-16. As well as I'd like to report that the Fremont Silver Wolves just tied it at 1-1 in set wins against the Skyline Eagles. Addie Beck with the serve, received and brought over in 2 on a weird set. Great placement from the Wildcats. That one being from number 7, Sayato. I'm not going to try that first name. From Tawasinga. I got that one down. We'll make it 23-16. Tawasinga also with the serve received by the Vikings. A quick hit there from Molly Mitchell. Finds the floor and gets the kill. 23-17. Molly Mitchell with the serve, brought over, received, and pushed out of bounds. Says it was last touch from the Vikings. As we can take another look at that one. Looks like it does touch off of Tatum Nelson at the end from her junction with Sarah Robinson at the net. We'll make it 24-17. a 7-point difference as the Wildcats are on match point here, or set point, sorry. With Sarah Robinson to serve, brought over, cannot be returned from Lexi Brown. That one flies back towards the stands, and the Wildcats will take set 2 as well. Vikings not looking good. Down 2 sets, will need to go on the reverse sweep if they want to win it here, as we will see you in just under 3 minutes for the third and potentially final set. Now coming back to the third and potentially final set in the semifinals for the Vikings. Addie Beck with the serve for the Vikings. I sounded very repetitive there. Brought over and cannot be returned. Vikings start out with an ace. Will make it 1-0.
Good start for the Vikings. Need to do more of that throughout the rest of today to have a shot to win this game.
Serve is received. A hard smack from Polton. Finds the floor after the tip. Will make it 1-1. Sarah Robinson, number 4, with the serve. Brought over, received by Caitlin Stadler. McCandless to Via, hard smack down on the back line. Makes it 2-1. A great place spike there from Marley Vaya brings a 1-point lead for the Vikings with Molly Mitchell to serve. Received a little harsh, brought over from Elise, received by Addie Beck. McCandless, as I believe a hold called on, or a carry called on the Vikings, will end out in a Wildcat point, makes it 2-2. Marley Vaya on the flight goes out and out of bounds. Now 3-2 as the Wildcats take the lead. Zamari Christensen with the serve, brought back over in one and way out of bounds. Hits the pole as well. Makes it a Wildcat point. Now 4-2. Christensen with another serve, received well by Addie Beck. Lexi Brown gets denied at the line. Now 5-2 as the Vikings trail by 3. Christensen back with the serve, received by Addie Beck. McCandless to Brown, gets stuffed again in the exact same spot. Makes it 6-2. Christensen back again with the serve, received by Addie Beck. McCandless to Tatum. That one gets over. Christensen to Polton. A great diving save from Addie Beck there, brought over from, I could not see who that one was, sorry. Tatum Nelson drops it down with Marley Vaya. What a dig from Addie Beck on the left side from the Vikings. A diving save cannot be made. Oh my goodness, what a rally there. Ends out with the Wildcats taking a 5-point lead, 7-2. Tawasinga brings it over for the Vikings. Addie Beck pulls it over towards Tawasinga on the right side from Howard. Olivia Marsh to McCandless, bringing it over. Tawasinga, Christensen to Howard. What a slam down. Gets the kill. Vikings in some trouble here, down by 6, 8-2.
The serve received by the Vikings. Lexi Brown gets the hit into the pole. That is twice today, something that you do not normally see from what is a very good Viking offense. Vikings forced to take their first time out, down 7, 9-2.
coming back after the Viking timeout. They trail by 7, 9-2. Christensen with the serve there, picks up an ace after it cannot be returned from the Vikings, now 10-2. Serve from Christensen again, received by Caitlin Stadler. Lexi Brown takes flight, what a hit, brought over in one and out of bounds on that left edge. Vikings get their 3rd point of the set. Dixie Warner with the serve for the Vikings. Brought over, received by Tawasinga. Christensen blocked from Lexi Brown. Polton, Lexi Brown gets a hand to it. Dixie Warner cannot make a play. Will make it 11-3. Serve received by Lexi Brown. Good hit by her as well. Gets tipped from Howard, and Elisa there will make it 11-4. Elise C, sorry. Lexi Brown with the serve, brought over, received by Tawasinga, but skewed aside. Brings a Vikings ace, now 11-5. Serve from Lexi Brown, received by Tawasinga, almost brought over and one. A great quick hit there from Zamari Christensen. Gets a kill for the Wildcats, now 12-5. Can really see why the Wildcats are the #1 seed in 5A, 2nd in the state. They are bringing it down on the Vikings today. Great hit there from Addie Beck. Finds a hand in the floor right after. Now 12-6.
Vikings slowly finding a way to chip away rather at the Woods Cross, that's what they're called, the Woods Cross lead, and that will certainly help. Vikings get another point, makes it 7-12.
Caitlin Stadler coming back up to serve as they trail by 5. Serve is received on the right side by Howard. A great hit there, gets tipped off of, I believe that one was Caitlin Stadler hitting it. Flies way out, now 13-7. Serve is received by Addie Beck. McCandless to Beck as well. Brought over, great diving save by Tawasinga. Brought over from, I believe that was Howard. That was Polton. Actually, Molly Mitchell with a great hit, gets tipped from the Wildcats. Falls down as they trail by 5, 13-8. Marley McCandless, number 18, a sophomore with the serve, received a great look from Zamari as she dumps it over right into open space. No one on the Vikings was expecting that one. Now 14-8. Tawasinga with the serve, received by Caitlin Stadler, brought over from Marley Vaya. A hard smack, gets tipped off of a Viking. A great hit there from, I believe that one was Howard. Tawasinga back at the serving line as they lead by 7. make that 6 as that serve cannot make it over. Wildcats 15, Vikings 9. Addie Beck with the serve received by Tawasinga. Christensen, a hard smack from Poulter. Polton gets tipped off of a Viking, I believe Marley Vaya at the front line. Brings another Wildcats point as they lead of 7.
The Woods Cross serve received by Caitlin Stadler. Big hit, Marley Vaya. Bigger hit, Lexi Brown. Vikings get the point, break double digits, down by 6, 16-10. Molly Mitchell to serve for the Vikings.
Vikings really need to start some offensive work here. Molly Mitchell with the serve, brought back over in 1, punished from Marley Vaya, but lands out of bounds. Will be a Vikings point. Not sure why she went for the ball on 1 when it was over her head there. Either way will end out in a Wildcat point, 17-10. Serve is received by Lexi Brown. A light floater over from Vaya. Polton with the hard smack stays in bounds. Now 18-10. As I believe Vikings will take their second timeout of the third and potentially final set here. Coming late into the third set. I just witnessed one of the best pancakes I've ever seen from Fremont, just barely. You guys can't see it, but oh my goodness, that was crazy. As well as it is the Eagles that are kind of destroying right now, 23-12, leading by 11. Sorry, make that 12, 24-12. Oh my goodness. Thought it was going to be a much closer game between the Eagles and the Silver Wolves. As the Eagles will take the third set as they lead 2-1 going into the fourth. A dominant win there, 25-12. The serve from Woods Cross received by Lexi Brown. Lexi taking a hack at it as well. Tawasinga gets an arm to it but flies back. Now 18-11. Dixie Warner at the serving line for the Vikings. Pushes it over the net, received by Tawasinga. A crazy hard hit there from Alisi, just out of bounds. Brings a Vikings point, now 18-12.
Dixie Warner to serve following the Vikings point. Big hit, stays in for Woods Cross. Makes it 19-12. Third set looking like it will be the last, unless the Vikings go on a miracle run, needing 13 to steal this from Woods Cross.
Serve received by Addie Beck. Tatum Nelson off 1 foot, gets the kill on the slide, makes it 19-13. Vikings trail by 6. Serve brought over in 1. Caitlin Stadler is there. McCandless to Tatum. Gets denied. Tries it again, but Tawasinga can make a block. We see it, number 2, a junior to serve. Brought over, received by Lexi Brown. McCandless to Beck. She gets blocked as well, but flies out of bounds. Now 20-14. Stadler with another serve received by Tawasinga on the right side. Hard hit there from Howard. Stays in bounds. Brown to McCandless, bringing it over. A mistimed set there from Zamari. Tawasinga cannot get there in time. Makes it 20-15 as the Vikings trail by 5. Galen Stadler's serve is received. Zamari to Tawasinga, gets the timing right on that one, stays alive. Addie Beck, hard hit, brought over onto the other court. Vikings take the point, now 16-20. As that will lead the Woods Cross Wildcats to take their first timeout, as the Vikings having a 4-point run going, as they came back from 19 to 12 to now 20 to 16. Now coming back after the timeout, Caitlin Stadler to serve. 20-16, brought over, received a little harshly from Polton. Addie Beck with a hard hit, that one out of bounds. Makes it a Woods Cross point after it flies to the right. Now 21-16. Serve brought over from Howard, received by Lexi Brown. Molly Mitchell gets blocked, stays in bounds. Not sure how close that one was. Hard to tell from where I am with the net. That one looked pretty close. Dixie Warner watches it fall in front of her. Quick hit there from Molly Mitchell. Diving save onto the concrete. That can't feel good as that hits the poles. Makes it a Vikings point, 22-17.
Marley McCandless looking to start the impossible for the Vikings, down by 5.
Wow, they somehow brought that over. Punished in one from Woods Cross, finds an open hole and takes advantage of it. Makes it 23-17. Woods Cross only needing 2 more points, or can get one of them here with Tawasinga. Marley Vaya floats one out of bounds to bring it to match point. Vikings trail by 7. This is not looking great for them. Tawasinga back at the line, looking to end it for the Vikings. Received by Lexi Brown. Molly Mitchell with a quick hit, picks up a point there. Now 24-18 as they trail of 6. Addie Beck with the serve, received by Howard. A daunting hit there from Avery Polton brings the end of the third. Vikings get swept to end their run in the semis. Coming off of a second place match last year, will be playing in the third and fourth placement match later on at 1:30 against, honestly, we can't tell yet. The Eagles and the Silver Wolves have been going back and forth in the fourth set, currently 6-3 towards the Silver Wolves as they trail by 1 in set wins, 2-1. As the Vikings not having a great game against the Wildcats here, losing all 3 sets. First one 23-25, second one 17-25, third and final 25-18. As these girls will be probably pretty discouraged coming off of their run last year, only losing out to Lone Peak, coming into a new division this year. Not sure really what to expect with these teams that we haven't seen, have never played against, and just looking for something to happen. Unable to get it against the number 1 seed here, as I was looking for the Vikings to put up more of a fight, looking to get at least one of the sets in, but they cannot with the 3-0 sweep, as they won their first one against Wasatch 3-0, their second 3-0 against Maple Mountain, the first time they've swept them, as well as now getting swept from the Woods Cross Wildcats 25-18. As we will keep you updated on the winner of the next game, or sorry, the winner of the Silver Wolves and the Eagles. As a bit of controversy coming on with them right now, but we will see you at 1:30 against one of those teams. And for the next couple of hours, I am Boston Harding, and I was joined here by
Coleman Keel.
And we will see you at 1:30.